Hi everyone and welcome back to my channel. Today I thought we would do a little bit of crafting together. Now I'm going to do this in two parts because otherwise I think the video would be too long, and there's also some pieces that aren't quite yet ready to decorate. So if I show you what we do next video first, just a few bits. So I bought this sign from the range, which was I think something like £3.50. As you can see, I don't know if you can actually, there's writing underneath and you can see the paint's wet. So I am painting this, painting over it white. And then my daughter's very kindly made this for me in vinyl, and I'm going to be putting this over the top. She's also done a few other vinyl bits for me. I've got a Hello Pumpkin. The Hello is in like black scriptive, and then I've got pumpkin. So I've got a few bits that I've bought that I will be decorating, but because they're not dry yet, I'm not going to do that today. We'll save that for a different video. But yes, lots of crafting things to do today. If you're not already subscribed, I would love for you to hit that sub button, and if you are returning, then thank you so much for coming back. Right, let's get started. So I've got a few bits, so I thought I would just show you. Now this could go completely wrong because I've never ever used Hessian before, but I thought I would show you how I made my pumpkins that I've shown you in a previous video. If you've not seen that video, I'll try and find it and link it below. So I've never done it with Hessian. I kind of think that this will actually be more difficult than fabric because fabric's obviously a lot more bendable. I did buy some of this snow blanket stuffing. I did originally pick up just normal stuffing, and then this was by the till, and it was obviously a lot cheaper. So I just thought I would get this. I think it was about £3 for the bag, I think. So I'm just gonna tear off quite a good amount. So we want kind of like obviously that ball shape because this is gonna be a pumpkin. Okay, so I've poured it all together, just trying to squish it into that pumpkin kind of shape. And then I've got, where has it gone? I did have a really small piece of tie, but it's disappeared, as of course it would. So I'm just going to wrap this around just to tie all of this together. I think this would have been a lot easier to show you with fabric, but never mind. I think it's a lot easier using your teeth as well. You kind of need to keep it in shape. Okay, there are bits falling out at the moment, but I'm not going to worry about that too much. I'm hoping that that will kind of correct itself. So I'm just going to do a double knot. And then again, kind of like squish it into shape. And then I bought some of this. Where did I get this from? This I think was from Hobbycraft, and you buy it by the meter. But it's like twine, but it's actually plaited. It's really pretty. So I'm going to put my pumpkin in the middle and kind of gauge how much I think I'm going to need. And then you're going to almost make a hot cross bun. How would I put it? Hot cross bun like shape. And then I'm going to tie that again at the top. And then again, crossing over. I would suggest, if you're doing this for the first time, I would use fabric personally. You don't need to go out and buy anything. It could be an old t-shirt, an old jumper, anything really, but this hessian is actually quite hard to work with, which of course I would have chosen something difficult to do on camera to you guys, wouldn't I? Right, it is starting to take shape now. So I'm now going to go diagonal across that way and then across that way. Right, so you might be thinking at the moment it looks a flipping mess on top, which actually it does. But I'm going to get some more of this crafting rope. This was from Poundland, I think. Super cheap. Make sure you have a look in Poundland actually. I went in the other day looking for some bits for a student. I was actually really shocked. Some of the stuff was actually really, really nice. So I'm going to try and pull all those pieces together and then make a knot to begin with. I'm just going to seal that end piece down. Now obviously yours doesn't need to look exactly like this. You could do it, you know, another way quite easily. I've not actually made a pumpkin like this. This is my first time making a pumpkin that looks like this. So I'm just gonna cut off the excess. I would say as well, this is quite a rustic looking pumpkin. I wouldn't say by any means this is perfect. If you do have bits that are sticking out, just tuck them in. It doesn't need to look absolutely perfect. At the end of the day, it's homemade. So there is a little pumpkin with stalk on top. Like I said, not the most perfect pumpkins. I would definitely say to use fabric for your first one, because even I found that quite tricky. And to be honest with you, I think it'd be a lot easier with the hessian if the hessian pieces were bigger. But the pack I bought from from Hobbycraft are that big. So they're not actually, I wouldn't say they're actually really big enough to be working with, to be quite honest, but never mind. Right, the next thing I'm going to have a go at making, I bought this chopping board. It's a pack of, no it's not, it's Singular, I think, Singular from Poundland for £1. At the moment I feel that this is too light. I would like to age it a little bit, and I've got, now I don't know if this is going to work, I've got this Wheeler's Dark Furniture Cream with natural beeswax. Cleans, nourishes and protects all type of dark wood. So it is meant to be a protectant, but it is obviously coloured. So I'm going to see whether I can rub over this and make it slightly darker. I use gloves because my nail lady would not be happy if I've got dark brown stains everywhere, and to be honest with you, nor will I. Right, let's find a bit of cloth. So I've got an old cloth here that I've just used for painting before, and then let's have a go, see what this turns out like. So it's quite dark in colour. Let's move my glue stick. Yeah, it's quite dark in colour, let's see. Oh wow, that works quite well actually. Oh, that actually works loads better than what I thought. Just do, oh, it smells very, I don't know, like furniture kind of polish. A bit like your classic Mr. Sheen. That's actually worked out quite well. So if I show the other side. That's actually turned out really nice. I show you the difference between that and that. It's actually turned out really, really lovely. So I'm going to just do this one as well. This is for another craft, but I thought while I've got my gloves on, I would quickly do this one as well. I've done a couple of things. Firstly, I got a pack of these from Hobbycraft. I think these were £5 for 4, I think. So they are like the paper mache. And then what I've done, now I did this off camera because I wasn't too sure how it was going to go, but I've actually cut it into 2. And actually it's kind of lined with plastic. So yeah, I've cut that into 2. Now I thought that would be quite nice on there, or I bought a pack of these, which are orangey in colour, from Shein. These were 5, I think, for £1, and they are actually wood. They're already painted this gorgeous kind of sienna orange colour. I think that would look quite nice. But also I've got some napkins, and I thought we could have a go at doing some decoupage. So I got these from HomeSense. Not sure where I got those from actually. I can't actually remember, but I quite like the different colours. And then I got these from H&M. So I think we'll have a go with the H&M one first, because it's quite a good shape for the wood. If I can get into it. So beautiful. I think these were £1.99. And then what I'm going to do is I'm going to try carefully cutting around the pumpkin, but also the give thanks. I actually really like that. Right, so I have some Mod Podge. This stuff is amazing. I don't know if you've ever used it. It's a water-based glue, but it is also a sealer as well. It dries really lovely. You can get glossy and matte. This one is matte because I don't want it particularly looking as if I've done anything. And then what I'm going to do is I'm going to just paint with the glue all over the bottom half and then stick this down, but then also go over the top part. How gorgeous is that? Doesn't even look like that's tissue paper really. Right, I'm just going to glue up the top now. And then really carefully smooth out again. Now with this one, I left a lot of the background with the tissue paper because actually I think that it looks quite nice and blends in, and it'd be virtually impossible to cut around every single letter. Just make sure it's all stuck down properly, and then really carefully now go over what you've stuck down with another layer of Mod Podge. Now the Mod Podge you can get everywhere. You could of course use PVA as well. I just happen to have some of this in. I think I bought mine from Amazon, but yeah, you can get it from most craft places. Supermarkets might sell it. So it looks like this at the moment, and I will obviously show you this when it's dried, but I think it's looking absolutely stunning and will look gorgeous in your kitchen. I think I'm gonna put that in the sun actually to dry. Okay, let's move on to this one now. So I think I'm actually going to use the orange, burnt orange pumpkin and have it down here. And then what I picked up from Hobbycraft was actually really impressed. You know, I got this box of stamp letters. I've been looking everywhere for these, and I think, excuse me, I think that set was only something like $1.99 or $2.99. It was really cheap. And then I bought this was in their clearance section. Now I didn't like the two flowers, so what I've done was I actually got my dermaplane eraser, and I've actually cut off the two flowers because all I wanted was the hello, and I'm going to have hello and then use that for pumpkin. So let me find my stamper. So again, I bought this stamper from Hobbycraft, really cheap. So I'm going to get my glue gun, and I'm just going to stick this to the bottom. I got so excited when I saw these on Shein because I put in on eBay and Etsy kind of like MDF pumpkins and nothing really came up. And then I saw these on Shein and I couldn't believe it, and they already painted the right colour, because I was expecting to have some MDF ones that I'd have to actually paint myself. So yeah, I was really chuffed with that. So I'm next going to have my hello. So I think I'm going to have it in the top corner and then have the pumpkin underneath. I think that looked really nice. Now I've not used a stamper before, so I'm hoping this will work. Okay, shall we try it on a bit of tissue paper first? A bit worried it's going to come out too thick. Okay, I'm just going to line it up. Well, that actually looks really cute. It has doubled on the H at the end, but it doesn't look awful. And then I'm going to do my pumpkin. Okay, I think it was me pressing down too hard because I've just done that one a lot lighter. I'm going to leave this to dry, and then I'm going to try getting off those extra bits where it's actually printed. But overall, I think that's really cute. Hello Pumpkin, just really simple. That's taken me 2 seconds to make, and again I think that'll look really cute hung up. Right, let's have a go at doing a wooden spoon. So again, I thought a little bit of decoupage. These spoons will only be for decoration, and I think I'm going to go for something on here. I think that will look quite nice. I think I'm going to have one greeny bluey one, and then I'm going to cut out a nudie one and do that on, which is the largest spoon? That one. I'm just going to cut this out now. Okay, lightly cut around that. Again, not perfect, but in order to keep that kind of stalk piece, you're not really going to get that cut perfectly. I think I'm just going to trim around this bottom piece a little bit more, and then what I think I might do is actually just put this on the spoon. I think I might overlap it with a different one on top. I think that will look really lovely. And again, this should have a back side to it. So I'm going to go over again with my Mod Podge. I'm just going to cover the whole of the spoon. I'm going to lightly put this on top. Again, pressing down very lightly, don't want to tear anything. And then I'm just going to go over again with another layer of Mod Podge, again pushing out, making sure all those edges are really stuck down. And then let's have a look. What can we put next to it? It needs to be quite small, or we could have half a pumpkin. There's actually one at the bottom. There's two actually, there's an orange one. So I think I might cut out that one, but then also there's the tip of that orange one. I think that will look really nice. And the great thing with decoupage is you can build this up, just putting layers over layers. And then just layer that over the top. Again, going over with a bit more Mod Podge. As much round as I can. The smaller the pieces, the trickier it is. So what I do as well is when I'm doing this, like you can sometimes see that little bits almost lift up. And again, I just go over and push that down again. It might be that you would need a second coat, but I don't think you're going to know that until it's properly dried. So you can't really see at the moment, but I will show you when it's done. Again, I'll put it in the sun. So this one, that's looking slightly better actually now. See, it dries really quickly. I quite like the bubbled effect as well. Makes it look quite aged. I think I probably will go over with a second coat, just so I know for my own benefit that it's completely stuck down and sealed. Right, we've got one left. I think we'll go for a different pattern this time. This one's quite bright. Okay, I think I'm going to cut round the orange one and see how we go. I think this one will take up a lot more of the spoon, but you could also wrap it around the sides, which I think would look quite nice. Right, so as you can see, this is quite a lot larger than the spoon. I think I'm gonna have to be careful this one because it might crease. But let's go for it. I'm gonna go again with my Mod Podge, completely covering the spoon. just going to position this how I think I'm going to want it, and then I think I'm going to start from the middle, so pushing down the middle and then gently pushing outwards, and then hopefully you won't get the creasing. That's worked quite well actually. And then I'm just going to bend it over. And then I'm going to go over again with the Mod Podge, making sure this time that I get plenty of glue around the edging, because if anywhere, that is the place that it's not going to stick. That actually looks quite cute. Okay, bit of foliage I think this one needs. So, what shall we go for? I quite like this corner edging actually. I'm just thinking if we cut all of that corner bit out and then overlap it like over the pumpkin, I think that, you know, might look quite nice. Down like that, but then also have it down the handle and wrap it round. We'll see how it goes. Right, more Mod Podge. Loving the Mod Podge. And then I've just placed it on top. Again, I'm going to push down. Right, I'm going to leave this now to dry, and then probably go over with another layer. You can't really see it that much. Okay, let's go back to this board. So you could either leave it plain as it is, or I've got some rope here and I thought that we could tie that around the edge a couple of times and it'd just look quite rustic. So all I'm doing is literally wrapping this around. Oh, nice and tight. And let's see whether it look nice going actually through the loop. Let's try that. And then I think I'm going to go back round and then do a double knot. And I actually think that looks adorable, and certainly not homemade. That looks shop bought. I'm really, really pleased with that. So I'm going to leave that to carry on drying, and then I am going to do another coat of that. The spoons, they are still completely wet, so I think what I'm going to do is leave them for a bit and then come back and we'll have a look at them. Have a little break. These have all dried nicely, so let me show you what they look like. I think this is my favourite. I absolutely love it. And then I've made these two. So I'm just going to pop these in here. It looks really cute, and then I'm going to pop that there, I think. Right, so I bought this from the pound shop in the gardening section. I've got a feeling this was £1.50, and obviously on that side it's got writing, but this side is plain. So I thought I'd decorate this side, and then this what could be left out for the children for all of their little goodies. Right, I bought this from Poundland in the garden section. I think it's £1.50. It's got writing on the other side, but I'm going to use this plain side. And again, I think I'm going to do a little bit more decoupage. So I think I'm going to cut out all of these pumpkins because I think that will fit quite nicely there. Okay, I very carefully cut around the whole thing. It actually fits. perfectly there. So I'm going to get my Mod Podge again and completely paint underneath where it's going to go. And then I'm going to carefully place this, hoping that I get this straight, carefully smoothing out with my finger. And again, going over with some more Mod Podge just to smooth it all down. Make sure it's completely covered. Again, this is a really easy and simple thing to do. Fairly inexpensive really, because the pack of napkins I bought were £1.99, and obviously you can do a lot with those. I've only used one napkin so far. I feel like we need something the other side. Maybe do the Hello Pumpkin again. Right, I think I'm going to stick another one of these on the other side, and then we do a little bit of writing. Right, I think I'm going to do my Hello Pumpkin while that carries on, hopefully heating up, and it will work. I did earlier. And then let's hope that this goes better this time. Right, the Hello bit's come out quite nicely. Let's try the pumpkin. Okay, not perfect, but still think that looks really cute. And then I think I'm going to have the other pumpkin down there. I actually think that looks really cute. Hello Pumpkin. I think that looks cute. And then I can put all of their goodie bags inside and just leave that out. Okay, I'm going to leave that to dry because obviously it looks a mess at the moment, but I think that's really cute. Just Hello Pumpkin, put all of their little goodie bags in it outside, and I think that's going to look adorable. And then obviously if it's chucking down with rain, I'll probably just get like a plastic tub or something, but that could easily be used inside. Even just goodie bags for my children actually. I've next got this. I bought this last year from Hobbycraft. I wrote this on last year. That one went wrong and ended up filling. It just looks a mess. So I think what I might do is actually feed twine in between these gaps. And I think that will actually look really, really nice. Okay, so this is how it's turned out so far. I knew I was going to run out of this, so I used some plaited just in the middle. But I think it's really, really effective. And now what I think I'm going to do is the plaited twine I'm also going to wrap around here. So, you know, when I did this last year, as soon as I did it, I hated it. And now I already love it. I think it looks so, so effective. I'm packing this round quite tightly as well. I'm not gluing it at the back, I'm only gluing it at the front. just plaited, what am I talking about? I've just wrapped around kind of like the plaited twine around the stalk, and then it's got the twine all inside. I think that looks really, really cute. Just added a little acorn as well. I thought that added just a bit of a finishing touch and covered up any loose ends of that. Right, I've just cut around this from one of the napkins, and I think I'm going to have that as a nice kind of autumnal sign. I do have another one here which has got basically a pumpkin cookie recipe on it. Good slather of glue. I'm going to try doing this one-handed to keep the raffia out of the way. Try and get it straight. This one looks like. Obviously this now needs to dry, but I think that's going to be a really, really lovely sign actually. Just pumpkin and saying thankful. So I think I'm going to let all of these pieces dry, and then when they are dry I think I will come back to you and show you the finished results. Right, I just thought I would show you all the things now done. That isn't dry yet, but I just thought I'd show you. Colours are now starting to come through. I think it's going to look really beautiful when that's finished. And then off camera, I forgot I had another of these chopping boards, so I quickly made this with 3D pumpkin spice and everything nice. This is the one that I made earlier. This is now completely dry. I absolutely love it. Who'd have thought that would cost just over £1 to make? So effective. So yeah, I made this one off camera with 3D pumpkin. I've used that wood stain again. And then this is now all dry. I did manage to get some of the smudged ink off, but not all of it. But it's not perfect, but it doesn't have to be entirely perfect. And then this, I just love. I think this is really, really effective. Little acorn on the top. And then I absolutely love how this has turned out. It just looks so aged, like it was always there. Not sure that I sport adding that, because I think actually it would have looked more rustic if I'd left it just like that, but it doesn't matter, I still love it. And I'm really, really pleased with all the little bits that I've made today. So I really hope you have enjoyed this little crafting with me, and maybe got some inspiration, ideas to make something for yourself. Like I said, there will be a part 2 to this using the vinyls that my daughter's cut for me. I will leave her Facebook page below. She's got a lovely little business, not just vinyls, making other bits as well. So definitely take a look. And I will see you really soon in the next video. Take care, bye.